If you've ever cried over someone who doesn't even think about you the way you think about them, this video is going to hit different. Because loving someone who doesn't love you back is one of the most painful things a human being can go through. And most people deal with it completely wrong. Stay with me. There's this kind of pain that doesn't have a name. It's not grief, because the person is still alive. It's not a breakup, because sometimes nothing even started. It's just this quiet, heavy ache that sits in your chest every single day. You wake up thinking about them. You go to sleep thinking about them. And somewhere in the middle, you ask God, why? Why do I feel this so deeply for someone who just doesn't feel the same? I've been there. A lot of people have. And today, I want to walk through something powerful with you. A prayer, and the truth behind it that can actually help you carry this and heal from it. Here's the thing nobody really talks about. When you love someone who doesn't love you back, it doesn't just hurt your heart. It messes with your head, too. You start questioning yourself. You start wondering if you're not enough, if you're too much, if something is wrong with you. And the worst part? You can't just turn the feelings off. You wish you could. You've probably tried. You've blocked their number, unfollowed them on social media, kept yourself busy, talked to friends about it. But at the end of the day, when it gets quiet and you're alone, the feeling comes right back. And that's when most people feel completely alone. Because how do you explain to someone what it feels like to love a person who doesn't love you back? It almost feels embarrassing to admit. Like you should be over it by now. Like you shouldn't care this much. But here's what I want you to know before we go any further. There's nothing wrong with you for loving deeply. Love is not a weakness. Love is one of the strongest things a human being can feel. The problem isn't that you love. The problem is that right now, the love isn't going where it needs to go. And that's exactly why prayer matters here. Let's talk about what prayer actually does in a moment like this. Because a lot of people misunderstand prayer. They think prayer is about asking God to change the other person, to make them fall in love with you, to make them come back, to make them see what they're missing. And look, I get it. If you're going to pray about this, that's the prayer that feels natural. God, make them love me. But that's not actually what prayer is for. And deep down, I think you already know that. Prayer in this situation is not about changing them. It's about changing what's happening inside of you. Because right now, inside of you, there's a war going on. One part of you wants to hold on, because the feelings are real and the hope is real. And another part of you knows that you can't keep living in this place of waiting for someone who may never come. That war is exhausting. And prayer is how you start to find peace in the middle of it. Now, let me walk you through this prayer. I'm going to say it. And then I'm going to break down every part of it so you understand what you're actually asking for when you pray this. Because the words matter, but understanding why you're saying them matters even more. God, I come to you right now with a heavy heart. You know what I'm feeling better than I can even put into words. You know the person I've been thinking about. You know how much space they take up in my mind, in my heart, in my daily life. And you know how much it hurts to love someone who doesn't feel the same way. I'm not here to ask you to force anything. I'm here because I need your help. I need you to help me carry something that feels too heavy for me to carry alone. God, I ask you to bring healing into the parts of me that feel broken right now. The part that feels like I'm not enough. The part that wonders why this happened. The part that's angry or sad or both at the same time. Help me to understand that my worth is not decided by whether someone chooses me or not. Remind me that I am loved by you, even when I don't feel loved by the person I want. Give me the strength to stop going back to something that isn't good for me. Give me the wisdom to know the difference between hope and holding on to something that isn't mine to hold. And God, if this person is meant to be in my life, I trust you to bring that about in your time, in your way. But if they're not, I ask you to give me the courage to let go and the peace to know that letting go doesn't mean I failed. It means I'm trusting you. Help me to love myself the way you love me. Help me to stop looking for my value in someone else's eyes. Take this pain, and turn it into something good. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I trust that you do. Amen. Now let's talk about what this prayer is actually doing. The first thing you notice is that it starts with honesty, not pretending to be okay, not being super spiritual and saying, "God, I give this to you. Amen." No, it starts with, "I have a heavy heart," because that's real. That's true. One of the biggest mistakes people make in prayer is trying to dress it up, trying to sound like they've already got it together. God doesn't need that. He already knows what you're going through. The point of prayer isn't to inform God about your situation. The point is to actually bring yourself, the real you, into the conversation. When you say, "You know what I'm feeling better than I can put into words," that's powerful. That's releasing the pressure of having to explain yourself. You don't have to explain everything. You just have to show up. The second thing this prayer does is it asks for help, not control. There's a version of this prayer that sounds like, "God, make them love me. God, change their heart. God, bring them back." And look, there's nothing wrong with being honest with God about wanting that. But the prayer I wrote for you goes deeper than that. It asks for healing. It asks for strength. It asks for wisdom, because those are the things you actually need right now. Trying to control whether someone loves you is like trying to control the weather. You can't do it. And spending your energy there is going to leave you more frustrated and more broken. But healing, strength, wisdom, those are things God can actually do inside of you, right now, starting today. The line, "I'm not here to ask you to force anything," is really important, because it shifts the focus from them to you, and that's where the real change needs to happen. Now this part is the one I want you to really sit with. Remind me that I am loved by you, even when I don't feel loved by the person I want. When someone doesn't love you back, the lie that sneaks in is that you are unlovable, that there's something wrong with you, that if you were just a little different, a little better, a little more of something or less of something, they would choose you. That lie is dangerous. And it's not true. Your value as a person is not something that gets decided by another human being. It doesn't go up when someone chooses you and down when they don't. Your value is fixed. It was decided before you were born, and no person on this earth has the power to change that. But here's the thing. Knowing that in your head and feeling it in your heart are two very different things. That's why you pray for it. Because you need God to work that truth deeper into you, past your head, past your logic, all the way into the place where the hurt lives. Give me the courage to let go, and the peace to know that letting go doesn't mean I failed. This line right here, this is the hardest one, because letting go feels like losing. It feels like admitting that it's over. It feels like giving up on something that meant everything to you. And nobody wants to do that. But here's the truth about letting go. You can't force it. You can't just decide one day that you're done and have it happen. Letting go is a process. And more often than not, it requires something bigger than yourself. It requires help. That's what you're asking for in this prayer. Not, "God, make me stop caring," but, "God, give me the courage." Because it takes courage to stop waiting. It takes courage to stop checking their social media. It takes courage to stop replaying the memories. It takes real strength to close a door that part of you wants to leave open forever. And notice the second part of that line. The peace to know that letting go doesn't mean I failed. Because a lot of people feel shame around this. They feel like if they had just done something different, said something different, been something different, it would have worked out. But that's not how it works. Some connections aren't meant to turn into what you want them to be. That's not failure. That's just life, and it's okay. The last part of the prayer is, take this pain and turn it into something good. This is the part that requires the most faith, because right now, you probably can't see how any good could come from this. It just hurts. Full stop. But if you've lived long enough, you've probably already seen it happen in your life or in someone else's. Pain that later turned into clarity. Pain that later turned into direction. Pain that made you stronger, or softer, or more compassionate, or more sure about what you actually want. God doesn't waste pain. That's not some motivational quote. That's something I genuinely believe. The hard things in our lives, when we bring them to God, they don't just disappear. They get used. They become part of something bigger. You don't have to be able to see it right now. You just have to be open to it. Let me say something to you directly. The fact that you love deeply is not your flaw. It's one of your greatest qualities. The world needs people who love the way you love. And one day, that love is going to land somewhere that can hold it. Someone who will meet you in it. Someone who will choose you back. But right now, the most important relationship you need to invest in isn't with them. It's with yourself. And it's with God. Because when you build that up, when you stop looking to another person to fill the things that only God and a healthy version of yourself can fill, everything changes. Not overnight, but it changes. You stop tolerating things you shouldn't tolerate. You stop chasing people who are walking away. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. And that's not bitterness. That's growth. So if you're walking through this right now, here's what I want you to take with you. Pray that prayer. Not once, but as many times as you need to. On the days when you feel strong enough to let go, and especially on the days when you don't. Bring the real you to God. The hurt, the confused, the tired version of you that doesn't have it all figured out. That's exactly the version He wants to meet with. Ask for healing. Ask for strength. Ask for the courage to let go if letting go is what you need. Ask for your worth to be restored. And ask for your pain to become something meaningful. And in the meantime, be patient with yourself. Healing from something like this doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen in a week, but it does happen. Slowly, quietly, and then all at once. It happens. You are not stuck here forever, even if it feels that way right now. If this helped you, subscribe so you don't miss the next one.